Hi everyone, I have this really cute little book to show you. Again, I'm so rubbish, I don't have a ruler, but I can show you like here is a Stickles pot or a sharpener. You can see how little it is in my hand. Such a cute little book. And I thought I'd do a little flip through for you, and then we might we'll colour a little bit or a page. We'll see how big. I haven't looked in it yet, so I'm going to share it with you. So we'll see. So this is Be Inspired. I don't know if this is, I'm assuming this is one of the designs from inside, because it's a little shiny cover. And on the back it says, now you can colour and be inspired at home and on the go. Get a lift when you're feeling down, or get motivated to achieve your goals with the inspirational sayings and words in this pocket-sized colouring book for adults. Now, this was gifted to me by a lovely lady, Michelle, and I know that she bought this from Amazon.com. I will put the link in the description if you have a look and decide you'd like to get it. I don't know if it's available on Co-UK, but I will have a look for it as well and put the link for that if I find it. So should we dive in? Right. So it says just by Mindful Colouring Book. So it seems to me from that there isn't just one artist, maybe there's several. We have a colour test page, which is always quite useful to test out the paper, but I'm not going to use it. I'm going to dive into a picture once I choose one. It looks like it's single-sided, which is nice. It means that, oh, here's the picture from the front. It means that if you want to colour in pen, then you don't have to worry about bleed through. I would always make sure you put a wad of paper behind, or if I was going to use alcohol markers, I say if I'm using, I don't have them, I would put a piece of laminate behind or something plasticky just to make sure it doesn't go through. So it looks like we've got a lovely saying and interesting picture. I quite like this drawing style. It's very clean, clear and neat, which for me makes it easier sometimes. The anything is, the lines sometimes aren't neat and all nicely drawn, and it can make it harder to colour, but I like that one. Ooh, I'm trying to read that. It says believe, but we've got all this detail in here, which is fun. So really we've got a choice. Colour that in one colour, and don't worry about the writing, let that show through, or do each little bit in different colours. Another idea would be to leave that white and colour the background. You know, there's lots of ideas there, different things that we can do, so that's fun. Ooh. So I think the idea of this one is be kind, be silly, be brave, be free. I think that's really good fun. We've got a really interesting geometric pattern. So here you could do the same colours for the circles and the various shapes, or you could just mix it up. You know, you've got a lot of options there. It's fun. The best things in life aren't things. How very true. You know, family, love, that sort of thing. So true. Like walks in the country, you know, hugs. That's yeah, lovely. Now this is not such a clean style, but there's only a little bit, and I still think that would be very easy. It's quite dark, which is good when it's not so clean because you can see it still, so that's good. And again, you can colour the background, leave the word white, or the other opposite way. Yeah, there's lots of options with that one. Be bold. Now here we have a more detailed style, but a nice mandala shape. I like this geometric. You can make it look three-dimensional or not, so I think that's quite fun. I have many blessings. How lovely. That's nice. And we've got a lot of detail in here to either colour or not. Again, what I would probably do is something like this, would be to do the whole back in a, I might say the whole background, let's say I used a pink, I would use a really light pink and then use a slightly darker one around the edge to make it look slightly three-dimensional, like it was sort of bulging at the sides. And then I would take a darker colour, like a darker pink or purple, and go over the details in that, maybe in a glitter pen or a metallic pen or just a pencil, so that you've got a bit of variety in that. I think that would be fun. Cherish, that's nice. Look at that lovely rose. I really like these florals, really pretty on that page. That's really nice. We have choose joy. Oh, so true. Definitely. If you can. Yeah. Courage. That's a strong message, isn't it? So some of these, I mean, you could cut them out, frame them. If you need a little reminder all the time, you could do that. I think that would be nice. Don't look back. That's, yeah, don't have regrets. It's a strong message. It's not easy. But I like these little simple florals too. Really fun, that one. Dream big. Now again, we've got more geometric. I like the stars. It's nice. Harmony, nice. And again, this, I like that pattern. They're all very varied, which I really like, because sometimes you go through a book and the pattern after pattern and they're quite similar, especially in mandala books sometimes. But they're very different, which I like. Have faith. I think perhaps because they might be by different artists. So this one looks quite a different sort of style. So, but I think that's fun. Today is my day. Yeah, I know that some people have days for themselves where they just stay at home and have a whole day just doing things for themselves without not doing things for anybody else. I think that's a really interesting idea. I think if you don't have family in your house, you can probably do it. Otherwise, tricky. Hope. Now I like this one, again, quite simplistic. You know, I can just see that coloured in like simple pens. Really easy and just a fun, quick one. I can and I will. Oh, it's a very determined message, isn't it? I think it's really nice, positive thought. This one is a rather more complex pattern. So if you're in the mood for some more details, it's still not that small. Imagine, I like that. What I would do is the circles are the smallest bit. I would tend to colour over those when I did the background and do those with dots of some sort of pen, metallic or glitter, so that it's a bit easier to tackle. Ooh, now that is fine work. It's a good day to have a good day. I like that message. So when you're in the mood for details, this is the page to do. You've got some really teeny tiny bits, but you don't have to. Remember, this shape here, you could do the whole shape in one colour. You don't have to do each little tiny bit. So you could do the whole page in a pastel and then just go over the lines in something. There's lots of options. Keep on dreaming. So we've got a mandala here, but it's sort of cut through a page, which is really interesting. It's a nice one too. Laugh out loud. Gosh, I do sometimes. I like this. It's like Christmas trees. It's probably not, but hey. Life is sweet, and we've got our cherries, some sort of yummy looking pudding of some sort. It's fun, isn't it? Oh, love. It's nice. Lovely flowers and hearts. I like that. Love without limits. Gosh, I found that hard to read. We've had this pattern before, but that's okay. It's a different message. We've got nice hearts to colour. Never grow up. Oh, yeah. I think, yeah, sometimes I feel very childish. Peace, that's nice. Look at those doves. Really pretty. That's very nice. Relax. Good message. Always see the good, definitely. I always do. Always. Serenity, that's nice. And here we have a very different style of drawing and some interesting, I would say these look like peonies or maybe roses, dog roses or something. I'm not sure. That's little, isn't it? I am a superstar. We've got the initial star around the star. That's fun. Yes, you can. Very positive. Oh, there we are at the end. It says leave us a review on Amazon. We've got a pretty little sort of border around there. Now, this is made in USA. I think it is an Amazon printed book, but I'm not entirely sure. I know it came from Amazon, but I'm going to choose a paged colour. I'm I'm going to choose something that's a little bit more simple because I don't want to spend too long. That one's quite straightforward, isn't it? But there was another one. I quite fancy this one. I'm going to do this one. I did tell you how I was going to do it as well. I'm going to put a wad of paper behind the page. It's quite a big wad. There we go. And some pencils. I've got Castle Golds here. We'll use those. Can't open them though. Oh goodness. There we go. Sorry, managed to get them open at last. Okay. Now picking a colour is interesting. Oops. Because you know, I'm not sure what to pick. So what I'm going to do is look at my colours and see what I haven't used very much of and use that. And do what I described. So I'm going to start actually with this pink blue colour. I don't know if you can see that. And I'm going to do everything with this. And tell you about the paper as I colour. Now the thickness of the paper, it's, you see I've got a bit of, I don't need to feel, hang on. I've got one piece of copy paper here. It's about the thickness of a copy paper, I would say. But we have advantages in it being single-sided, so it's not so important in it being really, really thick because we don't need to worry about anything on the back. This Castle Art Gold's going down quite well. Now these are, I don't know whether they're wax or oil, I'm rubbish. I think these are more like Prismas, the way they go down. So it seemed to work quite well on this paper. Now for this one again, just all over, same colour. I might not do the whole of this page, but I might do. I think these are going to be quick ones. I think the idea of this little book is that you can pop it in your handbag. As it's called a pocket book, but you know I don't carry things in my pocket. But if you had a big pocket, you couldn't fit it in your jeans pocket. And little pack of pencils. You can go wherever you are. You can grab it out and just have a quick colour. So whether you're at the doctor's waiting for your appointment or the hospital, or at someone's house, sitting in the car, not driving, but I can't colour in the car. Oops, that's out of the lines, isn't it? I get car sick if I don't look out the window, but some people can, so if that's you, you're lucky. There we go. That sort of thing. I don't know about you, I like to colour all the time. I actually had a day without colouring the other day, and it was the first day in years, and it was really weird. It was the 18th of December. I had all my family over for lunch, so I just didn't have time to do anything apart from cooking and entertaining, and it was a lovely day and lots of fun, but I didn't, when everyone had gone at the end of the day, I just didn't have the energy. I've never been like that before, but I was so tired. Hadn't sat down, probably sat down for about an hour in the whole day, so I was just, and I knew that if I did anything it wouldn't be very good. I just didn't want to just do it for the sake of it, so I just didn't. Made up for it the next day. But it was so unlike me, because normally I colour every day. It's just a thing, I colour every day. Even if it's just a little bit, but normally it's more than a little bit. I'm lucky to get a lot of time. So you don't have to use your Castle Arts Gold for this. Any brand of pencil would work, I'm sure. Just pick your light colour. Even if you could use, if you've got a pastel set, you might want to start with a pastel tone rather than doing one from the box. I find the Castle Arts pastel tint work really nicely together with the gold set if you want to sort of darken some areas. But this is a nice pastel shade anyway. I don't know if it's the same as any of the pastel tints. I haven't looked at my swatches next to each other to tell, but it is a really nice colour. I like this. I'm not a pinky person, as you know, but because it's sort of so delicate and slightly orangey rather than towards, you know, it's not a Barbie pink. I don't think so anyway. So there's my base. It's really simple. Didn't take too long. And now I want to go for a slightly darker pink to, I'm just looking on my swatch sheet. I've got the swatch sheet here. So that's what I've used, that slightly pink bloom. I'm thinking the coral is going to work nicely with it. So that's what I'm going to grab next. I think it's that one. Yeah. So the Coral Deep. Okay. And I'll show you what I'm going to do. It's going to be a little tricky on the smaller ones. I might just leave those. And so I'm going to put a darker bit around the edge. So at the moment I'm just putting a line around all of the letter, sorry, not the word, just we're doing one letter at a time. And then, oh, excuse me sniffing, I think I picked up a bit of a cold, but it's fine, nothing nasty. So now I'm just going to scumble that in a little bit so that it sort of blends in with that lighter pink, but I don't want to go too far in because I want to see the lighter colour. I just want to fade this down just a tad. Now if you choose, you could choose to do this in quite a dark colour, both the layers, and then you could go over the design in a white, but I have chosen to go down the light route. Now hopefully you can see that that looks like it's sticking out a bit more from the page, like it's slightly more less flat than that one. That's the idea anyway. Hopefully it's working. And this is an alternative way of doing it, so instead of doing a hard line first and then scumbling it in after, you can do it all at once. Now, I think the small words might benefit from this as well, but my pencil needs sharpening before I can do that. So I just do the big ones. I quite like it in a, oops, out of the lines again, in a subtle colour. I think it's quite a delicate message. So a delicate colour seems to somehow work. There. I think that needs to be a bit darker along there. There we go. And we do the same down here. So it's definitely a cute book. There are some really cute small size books I've seen various people review, and I just thought they were so lovely. But I haven't added many books on my wish list lately, actually. I haven't really sort of fiddled with it much, but I've received so many lovely new books lately that I've got those to enjoy really. So I'm just feeling incredibly grateful for what I've got, to be honest. There we go. I know not everybody can manage to have so many, but hopefully you've got some that you can use and use the techniques in, even if it's not this exact book. It's just a different approach. Now what's interesting is that this one's quite floral, this one's quite floral, this one is, but this one isn't. I find that quite fascinating. And I don't really know what to do with this last one. If I added some extra colours, where would I put them? I'm wondering whether to just leave them and not add any more colour. Just leave them like that. I'm just going to sharpen this, see if it's going to sharpen for me, and do the, yeah, good. I just changed the blade in my sharpener actually. Just checking you can see. So it's it's working a bit better. It had been breaking pencils a lot, which is why I changed it. Well, I got husband to change it. He was doing nothing, and the blades were on his desk. So I think you could, if you are going to do it like this and not do any detail inside, you might prefer to do these little words in a different colour to these bigger words. That may have been a better idea, but it's too late now. I mean, I could go over it, but actually I think it might look quite good, just being quite simple. And yeah, we'll see. You can decide when you see it finished whether it's what you would do or not. But I'm just trying to do it fairly quickly. So this is just going to be my last bit. So this video is going out post-Christmas. I hope everybody had a nice Christmas, whether you celebrated it or whether you just had a bit of time off, or even if you worked. Some people don't do Christmas, I know. That I hope everyone feels a little bit refreshed and ready for a new year. New Year is a time for sort of resolutions. A lot of people make plans for the year and things like that, start their new journal, map out what they want to achieve and their goals and things. I don't tend to do that. I used to a lot, and then within a week you've forgotten. So usually I decide to just colour every day, or which I do anyway, or you know, I don't know. I haven't really, I've got a few colouring goals with regards to books that I would like to finish, but that's really because we've passed through the Christmas period, and I had a few Christmas ones that I wanted to finish, or winter ones, and which I'd done. So I'm sort of moving on and thinking, where do I want to go next, really? But I've still got a lot of nice Christmas pictures left to colour, because it's not the end of December yet. I mean, my plan is to colour Christmas pictures until the end of December, apart from ones on video, because these obviously aren't Christmassy. But I've got to make a few in advance, or else I get myself a bit, if I don't have some planned out or done in advance, I get stressed, and I don't want to get stressed. Goodness, the whole point of this is supposed to be relaxing, but if I have ones done in advance, I find it very relaxing and I'm happy. So I do it in a way that I can manage, which is nice. So we're nearly done. There we go. There. Now, you could, excuse me, get a darker colour. I haven't really got one in this set. Maybe the peach. Maybe I should have used the peach for this. I'm not sure. I don't think the peach would be dark enough somehow. Where is it? That's not it. No. I can't even find it. Oh, there it is. I'm not sure. There's the peach. Looks really similar. Looks a bit lighter. So you could go over some of these leaf details, the flowers and things on these, but then on this one, maybe go every other stripe. It's the only thing I can really think of. So, but I'm gonna leave it. I'm just gonna leave it like that. I think the simplicity of the message works with the simplicity of colouring. Maybe I'm being lazy. I don't know. But anyway, there is the little book. So I hope that was okay for you. I had fun. I hope you did. Yeah, and I think I've already said Happy New Year, but if I haven't, Happy New Year. Have a lovely day and happy colouring. Hi everyone, I have finished this cute little book that I was sent, and I thought I would just show you a little flip through of it. I know people like to have a look at completed books to sort of inspire them, either if they've got the book or if they've got other books. So let's have a little look. As I say, it's quite a small book, which was rather good because I didn't use the colour test page. It meant that I could just do a picture very quickly if I quite fancied it, which was good if I wanted to get something done fast. So here's my first one. I used a bit of glitter on that one. I'm not sure what glitter pen that is, but there we go. It's actually, that's the one that's on the cover, but I did it very differently, all the pinks and purples. I didn't actually keep a note of what pencils I used. For some of these I used colour cube cards to give me some cues as to what colours to use. For others of them I just used my own ideas, you know. Oops. And this one, for example, is done in felt tip pens. I can see the yellow was really running out, but I wanted it to be quite bold. And you know, I did a border instead of colouring in the middle on that one. There's another similar one to that right at the end with this same bit, because I did it the other day. This one is another one with pens. So it says be bold, so I thought I had to do a bold pen. This one I did on my flip through when I first had it, and I just did a really simple design because there was so much detail. I just showed you how to make the letters look quite chunky. It was quite fun. Oh yeah, this one is probably one of my favourites. I'm not sure whether I picked those colours or used a colour cube card, but I just wanted to make it really bright. I really liked the rose, well, and these flowers. Well, this one is done in, these are Castle Arts glitter pens. I don't think I've got any left now, they've all run out. But really wanted it to sparkle for that joy message to come through. And again, wanted to bring attention to the word, but I think I was running out a few pens on this page because I've used very limited colours. But it's, you know, I think it can be quite a bold statement if you just use a few colours. Now this I know is done with Koh-i-Noor, what are they called? Dry markers that are like highlighters. So I was just playing around with them really. And there is one with just pencils. Quite dark actually, aren't they? And there's a similar one to this as well that I coloured quite recently too. Oh yeah, I remember doing this one. It was quite interesting colours. Just all the sort of, I wouldn't normally use those sorts of colours together. And this one, rather like the mix of colour there. This was a colour cube card, I remember. I quite like using the colour cube cards for pictures like this where I'm not really sure what colours to go for. This one was done with pens though. These were Winsor & Newton watercolour pens. This I remember always done with watercolour pencils. So it was a bit of a mess, to be honest. It's really, really messy. I don't know why I chose to activate watercolour pencils in such a tiny space, but yeah. This is done with metallic pencils. You can see them shining a little bit. This is done with those same Koh-i-Noor highlighter pencils. They're quite fun. I don't know whether they're really a colouring pencil as such, but you know, I enjoy playing with them. And here we just have some bright bolds. I'm not sure what pencils I used there. Looks like don't know. These are pastel tints, I think. Pale colours, or Holbeins probably, because they've got the, maybe, not sure. This one is done with just pens. So the pink was a felt tip pen, a Triplus Staedtler, and the purple was just a fine liner. This one, as I said, there was a similar one near the beginning with this sort of patterning. This is done with Holbein pastel pencils though. This is done with Brut Funa metallic pencils. You can see the shine. I'm not sure what I used here. I think Ergosofts actually, but maybe not. Maybe. This again, as I said, is quite similar to that one near the beginning. That one, somehow. But this one's done with the watercolour pens. They come out fairly well. I'm getting used to using them. I'll probably find that just as I get used to using them, they run out. Oh yeah, I did that one just recently. I used a colour cube card and it had black and blue and grey and this brown colour on. I didn't use the black pencil because this dark black was already here. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. And this one, again, I used a colour cube card for this. When I do my completed pages at the end of the month, I'll have the colour cube cards out and show you which ones I used just for these last few pages. It was quite an odd to have the blood orange with the light pink and the sort of red, but I think it was okay. I think it works, but it's just not a colour choice I would have used. This one was the very first picture I did in the book. When I got the book and did the flip through, I did this page using a colour cube card just to demonstrate how to use a colour cube card. Or no, wasn't the first picture I did in the book. It was to demonstrate the colour cube card and how to use it. So there's a video actually with that one. I like doing this one. This again, colour cube cards. You had grey and blue, red and that sort of thing. And I just picked this sort of one set of colours for the background and one set of colours for the foreground. And I think that worked quite well. So that is the end. I didn't do this very last bit. So they have details on the other books and things like that. I ought to leave them a review actually, and pop the photographs of a couple of the pages in the review. But there we go. That's that little book. It is only a small one, so it is just a very short review video, but I just like to share them just so you can have a little look and think. Now I have been asked questions from people, what are the colour cube cards? If you search on my YouTube videos, go to my homepage, click my name under this video. Once you finish watching, go to my homepage, find the magnifying glass and type colour cube, COLOR, no U, and then this is if you're on a PC, then you can find my videos on colour cube cards. There's a couple of them. If you're on an app, you'll have to put my channel name in when you do the search as well, and hopefully you can find them. What I might do, actually, better still, is I'll leave a link to them in the description. Much easier. I'll do that and then you can have a little look. So I'll do that for you. So that's me. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a super day and happy colouring.